Ever wondered what's hiding beneath the surface of that perfect piece of real estate? If you're a prospective home buyer or even just dipping your toes into the real estate world for the first time, today's explainer is absolutely crucial. We're walking through the exact step-by-step process of checking property titles right here in Sarpy County, Nebraska. And hey, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by clunky county websites or dense legal jargon, take a deep breath. We're going to break the whole shebang down together.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Just imagine it. You finally signed the papers, you're holding the keys to your absolute dream property. And then, you discover there's a massive unpaid contractor bill legally glued to your new living room. Or maybe it's a lingering tax debt from a decade ago. It sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, it actually happens way more often than you'd think. When a property gets sold, old debts don't just magically vanish. They can stay tied directly to the land itself. And that right there is exactly why doing your own preliminary due diligence is such a powerful, necessary skill.
So here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at the hidden property trap. Then we'll navigate the Sarpy databases, do a step-by-step online search, break down the fees and costs, look beyond just the registrar's office, and finally, go over your next steps and safeguards.
All right, Section 1, the hidden property trap. So Sarpy County is actually the fastest growing county in all of Nebraska. With all that rapid new construction popping up, you really can't just rely on a quick Google search to know if a property is clear. You need to know the county's specific terminology. First up, a lien. Think of it as a hold or a claim that a creditor puts on someone's property when they owe them money. An encumbrance is a bit broader. It's basically any restriction that lowers the property's value. To put that into perspective, let's say a contractor works on a house but doesn't get paid. They can file a mechanic's lien within 120 days. If you buy that house on day 130 without checking, yep, that headache is now yours.
Moving right along to Section 2, navigating Sarpy databases.
Now, these hidden debts, they aren't just tossed into one giant digital bucket. Sarpy County essentially operates with two main portals. First, you've got the Assessor's CAMA portal. This is where you establish your baseline. You use it to find the physical parcel ID and the exact legal description of the property. The second portal is the Register of Deeds portal, which is managed by Tyler Technologies. This is the spot where you actually search for those encumbrances, like mortgages and deeds. But here's the catch. You literally cannot successfully search the second portal without getting your baseline info from the first one.
So why do we absolutely have to start with the assessor's office? Well, this office, currently led by Danny Pittman, is your bedrock. A simple street address, something like 123 Main Street, can actually be legally ambiguous. The assessor uses mass appraisal techniques and publishes official valuations every January 15th for about 75,000 owners, so you have to use their database as the rock-solid foundation of your search.
All right, let's roll up our sleeves. Section 3, step-by-step online search. You've got your precise legal description from the assessor. Awesome. Your next stop is the self-service portal offered by the Sarpy County Clerk and Register of Deeds, Amber Haw-Tollingen. But wait, you can't just anonymously snoop around this portal. To get in, you'll need to create a user ID, set a password, and input your first name, last name, and your company if you have one. And finally, you have to provide a full mailing and billing address before the system lets you actually dig into any data.
Okay, you're logged in. The county's FAQ is super clear on what to do next. To get the most accurate results, you want to search using the exact document number, if you happen to have it, or that precise legal description we just pulled from the assessor. Now, quick historical caveat here. This modern Tyler technology system only holds documents from 1990 onwards. If you're looking for super old, historical deeds from 1857 up to 1990, the county actually maintains a completely separate historical section on their website for that.
Now for the part nobody likes, but everyone needs to know. Section 4, understanding fees and costs. And this brilliantly illustrates where a lot of folks get caught totally off guard. Browsing the indexes? Sure, that might be free. But getting your hands on the actual documents carries fees. Certified copies run $1.50 per page, and a first-page recording is $10. But keep your eyes on that last line. If you actually need county clerks to pull records for you, their clerical time is billed at $15 an hour. And if your request is going to exceed $50, they might even ask for a deposit up front before they lift a single finger.
Oh, and you absolutely have to keep this crucial little detail in mind.
The Tyler Technologies portal tacks on a 2.49% service fee for any credit card processing. Now, 2.49% might seem like pocket change, but if you're downloading hundreds of pages of a complex title history, those little service fees are going to add up fast, so definitely budget for that.
Let's keep moving. Section 5. Beyond the Register's Office.
So the crucial point is, not all liens are filed at the Register of Deeds. We check the assessor, we check the register, but we are not done. To make sure you don't have massive blind spots, a truly thorough search has to include 3 external administrative nodes: the district court, the county treasurer, and the Nebraska Secretary of State for UCC filings. Let's look at exactly why ignoring these 3 is so dangerous.
Let's kick things off with the county treasurer. They're the ones who handle delinquent property taxes. In Nebraska, they conduct annual tax sales where delinquent properties are essentially sold to bidders as tax sale certificates. Now, the original property owner does get a 3-year redemption period to pay this back, but get this, it accrues at a staggering 14% interest rate. If it goes unredeemed after those 3 years, the certificate holder can apply for a treasurer's tax deed, which can literally wipe out the original ownership. You absolutely must check with the treasurer, no exceptions.
Then we have the district court. This is the home of civil judgments and domestic support liens. When a court judgment becomes a lien in the county, it stays effective for 5 full years. And yes, it is renewable. You can look these up through the Nebraska Justice Case Search System. Oh, and this is also where you'll find what's called a lis pendens. That is a formal legal notice of pending litigation, things like a foreclosure or someone enforcing a mechanic's lien. If you see an active lis pendens, you are literally buying into an active lawsuit. Yikes.
Finally, let's wrap this up with Section 6, Next Steps and Safeguards.
I know. That's a lot of databases to keep track of, but just knowing where this data lives is incredibly empowering. The Sarpy County Register of Deeds FAQ offers this fantastic piece of advice. They say, you can hire a title company or attorney to do research for you. Doing it yourself online is amazing for preliminary research, getting the lay of the land. But for really high-stakes, complicated title histories, hiring a professional title company or a real estate attorney is an absolutely valid and often brilliant move.
And that leads perfectly into a super important evergreen disclaimer. The digital tools we've walked through today are incredible resources, but keep in mind that free or public search sites do have limits. They aren't always equivalent to an exhaustive on-site search or a professional title report. Plus, online systems and county portals change over time. So always verify your information directly with the official Sarpy County sources we discussed and seek professional legal advice if you're ever in doubt.
So, I'm going to leave you with this thought today. Are you ready to take control of your own real estate due diligence? You've got the vocabulary, you know exactly which web portals to use, you understand the hidden fees, and you know which external courts to check. The digital tools of Sarpy County are quite literally sitting right at your fingertips, just waiting for you to uncover the true history of your next big property venture. Get out there and start searching.